name is Ed Rose. I've been playing slow pitch softball now for approximately 50 years. And over the years, I've been kind of a student of hitting because to begin with, I popped up a lot and maybe didn't have the highest average. I was a great baseball player, batted .500 my senior year of high school. And in softball, it became a little harder. But I learned over the years, and I've developed into a fairly good hitter. And from the paper I wrote called The Art of Hitting, we called it The Art of Hitting because hitting is not a science. There's not outlining 1 through 7 things to do and you produce X, in which X meaning a great swing or a great hit. That's not really what happens in slow pitch softball. It's a different dynamic than baseball, okay? So what I'm going to share with you is the 3 T's of hitting, which stands for timing, technique, and technology. And I'm going to interview some of the greatest hitters in the country. And some of these hitters are not big, brawly guys with big muscles. They're thin guys that just execute and do the things the right way. And everybody has a little bit of different take on timing and technique. Technology is a kind of given. You want to use the best technology out there. Like I'm standing here with a Miken Ultra, which is one of the new bats, and that's a good bat. The Reebok bat has captured the market. Miken was the bat for years, but Reebok came in and grabbed the big market share. Combat is a solid bat. TPS is coming out with a bat. Easton's coming. A lot of them have the great bat, so technology is kind of a given, but you don't want to be using an aluminum or a wood bat. So that's kind of, we take that out. But technique is where it's at. Like the grip is important. A lot of people hold their hands like this, which is the standard way. And now there's the overlap grip, and some people interlock their fingers. I'm going to hopefully have a lot of different variations for you to share with the individuals that I'm going to have on camera. Some people run up and hit it. Some people hold their bat on their shoulders. Some people open an open stance like this. Can you see that stance like that? See, it's kind of open, it's kind of weird, but the open stance allows you to come in like that. But we're going to get into that. And what I'm going to do now, and we hope to put this up on the internet, so it's kind of like sharing the information, or sharing experiences and sharing the success of successful people. I read a book called Think and Grow Rich, and in that Napoleon Hill said, if you want to be a millionaire, you go out and you find the guys that are millionaires, and you find out how they did it. So you learn from the people that did it. So from that concept, we're bringing in some of the best hitters in the country, and some of the guys that I play with on our team. We've been world champions, I don't know how many times. I've won over 121 national championships, and most of these guys have played on most of those teams. So we're giving you some real good experience, and look at it, and then you see if it works for you. Stay within yourself, and we'll add little vignettes in between these. So let me go and interview some people. Okay, Chip. As I said, I'm here now with Chip Krieger from New Jersey. He's in the New Jersey Hall of Fame, and in my opinion, he's one of the best hitters in the country. There's numerous great hitters in the country, but this is one of them right here. And he's what, Chip? You about 5'10", 250?
215.
Oh, 215. Just kidding, Chip. Chip, would you share with the people that are going to watch this tape what you consider to be the best techniques that you use to achieve the timing that you need to be a successful hitter?
Well, I guess the biggest thing in slow pitch softball is good hitters get themselves out. So you have to hit certain pitches that you can, if it's a pitch you can drive out the left center field fence, you don't swing on the way outside pitch. Or if you get jammed, you can't take that ball to right field. I've been gifted that I can go to all 3 fields, not with power, but I can hit to all 3 fields, so that's a big advantage in my repertoire.
So are you saying not to hit a pitch in, if you get a pitch in here, where you want to hit it?
Well, a pitch like right there, you
don't hit it
probably hit the 6 hole.
Even if it's not across the plate?
No.
You don't care if it's across the plate or not?
Well, no, you got to hit. You got to hit strikes. You will get yourself out, but you got to hit strikes. But don't try to take an outside pitch and pull it down the left field line.
So what is your stance? You have a little bit different stance than most people because you run up on the ball, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't have a big run up, but I step up into the ball. Yeah.
Like that, right?
Something I've done a long time, probably
and what
30 years.
What does that do for you?
I think that gives me a little more spring in my legs and a little bit more whip with the bat.
See, and that's what I mean. In a standard swing, you'd be standing here like this, and you step and you swing like this, and you show him that again. See how he steps in? And that's the art of his hitting. Like I say, he's one of the best hitters in the country, and that's his style. Not many people have that. A few do, but not many. But that's his style. He adapted that. Why did you adapt that? You told me, and I forgot. We got it on tape.
Well, I've done it a long time, but in softball, I mean, like for instance, a guy like Don Clatterball, he has natural power. I'm not that size. Davey Reed, great power. I'm not that size. First baseman on my Connecticut team, Boo Canada, big guy. You got the bigger the guys with the long arms. I need to make up with that somehow. So this helps me out some. But with that long reach with some people's arms, you're never making that up. Doesn't matter what you do.
So the stance is important.
Yes.
But striking a ball, where do you strike the ball? Do you strike the ball out front? Do you strike the ball across the plate? You let the ball get to you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You hear that? You want to let the ball get to you. And what that means is what? Get to the plate right here, right?
Yep. You also got to have a lot of confidence. I mean, that's just the way it is. If you don't think you're any good, you're not going to be any good. If you think you're good, it doesn't mean you're going to be good, but you have to believe in yourself before other people are going to believe in you.
That goes to the old saying, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. And that translates into anything that you do.
Exactly. Any sport.
Any sport. Okay. Anything you want to add? In the closing, we want to keep these a little short, but I think.
I think Ed Rose is one of the greatest guys for any kind of softball. He's just unbelievable. And I'm not saying it because he's standing there either. I really mean that, and he's a great guy.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. David. Start over. Hey, I'm here with Eddie Carrington. I just got finished interviewing two of the greatest hitters in the country, and now I'm standing here with Eddie Carrington. You might say, look at this guy. What are you, Eddie, about 150?
170.
170 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah,
look at these muscles. He's got some muscle. They're pretty hard. But I'm bringing Eddie in here because Eddie plays in our team, and he came on as an extra. And this guy is one of the best hitters on our team. He's been MVP twice last year, and he's like a regular guy. He's not all buffed up and muscle. He's a good athlete, and I want him to share with you how he approaches the art of hitting, if you will. Eddie, I've been talking about the art of hitting. Hitting is an art rather than a science. We all work with what we have, and the timing and technique factor of the 3 T's. And I'd like you to say, share with the audience what you think of the importance, or what do you do to effectively develop great timing with your technique. Does that make sense to you?
No.
No? Okay, well, make some sense for the people.
But one of the first things I do when I come up to bat, Eddie, is I try to get a walk, because then I know I'm getting on.
There you go. There you go. Well, that's a strategy.
But another thing I do is I try to hit where they're not. That's one of my. You're laughing.
It's all good stuff.
You're laughing,
no,
but
this is really good stuff, folks.
I do use
this
the whole
is really
field.
Good stuff.
I use the whole field.
That's
and if they're giving me something there, I'm going to take it. If they give me something there, I'll take it. So that's another aspect. So I sacrifice maybe power and better hitting to have a better chance of getting a hit.
When you say better hitting, what you're meaning is that you're strategizing where you want to hit, and you're looking for your pitch to go that way, right?
It's partly a chess match, yes. I'm trying to do what I can to get on base, to not make an out, and therefore I may not hit it as hard as I can every
That's because
time.
you're some kind of rocket scientist or something.
Yeah, well, whatever.
No, but he thinks about it. But that's why I brought Eddie into the video. We got all these great hitters that have been in the game for a long time. How long have you been playing?
40 years maybe.
40 years, but how long have you been playing at the upper level?
Well, I played in Michigan. Back in the 80s, I played on some pretty good teams in Michigan.
In the senior ball, when did you start?
Oh, senior ball? I played on a good Michigan team 10 years ago.
10 years ago, and then you start playing with us when?
Well, I came down to Florida 7 years ago. 7 years 7 years ago.
But you didn't start playing with us till what, last year?
Yeah, 1 year.
So he comes with us in a year, and it sounds like he's got a really great background, which I didn't even know about. But that's obvious because he's a skilled hitter and he's a knowledgeable hitter. And I think it's worthwhile to listen to what he said. And, he joked about hitting where they ain't, but he's deadly serious because that's what he does all the time. And how do you do that with your stance? Share that with.
Well, I mean, I pick a fairly normal stance. I want to be where I want the pitch. It's going to hit the mat. I want the pitch somewhere right in maybe here. So I take a stance where I think that'll be, maybe right here. They might get me with a deep one if I get too much further up. So I try to get around here where I can get something and I can get right here. And I may say I want to go to right, but if they're pitching me to the inside, I'm not probably going to take it to right. I'll take it middle or left. But if I do get my pitch, I will sit back and take it to right.
You keep your head down, right?
Well, I hope.
Well, that's what we try to do, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what's happening sometimes. But if they're giving me that hole between short and third, what I like to do is instead of taking a big step, I'd rather take a small step so I can drive it over there, turn and drive it over there.
So you're not trying to overpower the ball, you're trying to guide it.
Exactly. A lot of the times I'm just trying to hit a base hit because fly balls usually aren't good for me. I'll hit a home run once in a while, but if I came up here trying to hit home runs, I'm not going to be on this team.
See, that's the most important thing he said to you people out there that are, not home run hitters. Don't try to be a home run hitter. The most important thing you got to learn as a hitter is to stay within your own means. When you try to do something you're not really physically capable of, then you're going to hurt yourself in the terms of success. Now let me show you the way I do it. Now I stand like this. And you've seen the different stance. I stand with my feet kind of close together. I lay my bat on my shoulder because years ago I realized I lost a lot of energy with the bat up here like this. Okay, and I used to stand like this, a baseball stance, and then go step and go. But now what I do is I wait for the ball to come, wait for it to come down to the plate, and then I attack it. And I step, and I turn my hips because I step like that and turn and rotate. Like Dave said, that you want to go through the ball.
Extra innings, a new beginnings. Extra innings, cause the game of life is not complete. Turn on the lights, we're playing into the night. Extra innings where the winning is extra sweet. The first few innings are your
14 rows.
Oh, that last hitter was Walker that popped that ball up. We have one out in the inning.
Oh, that's hit hard, and that is gone, folks. That ball's deep. Two-runner.
That was a nice piece of hitting there. Looked for his pitch, and I think he got it. What do you think, Richie?
He got all that one. He knew what he was doing with it. He drove it.
Another shot given the direction of the left fielder armor pitch, and he just going to stand and watch that one go. The boy looks like batting practice right now. 3 batters, 3 homers. 3-2 for Brevard County strikers in the lead. Ed Rose gets congratulations. Definitely lots of runs will be scored here today. Lots of ball chasing.
We just showed you a clip of when I was like 55 swinging. A little different from the previous clip at 75. You can notice the difference of the stance and the hip movement. And I wanted to break it down slow for you. If you see the balls coming in here, I take that one step, turn, and then pivot. And if you look, you see where my whole body is turned. And some of the videos that we showed you previously with Dan and Paul Stanley, they're still turning like that and getting around really well. That's why they're crushing the ball. This is the way I used to do it. 20 years of swinging and bad knees and all that. You have to adjust. But that's the way.
Hit hard, and that is.
Again, boom, step under it and gone. Okay.
extra innings where the winning is extra sweet. The first few innings are your teens and 20s. You're just starting out. The middle innings are the heart of your life. There's no doubt.
I want to compare his Dan's swing here. Watch it. You know, he's gone around, and this is a good swing, good step, everything. And he's rotating, and watch his hands. See how his hands finish? That right there, see how they finish? Boom, and they finish. Now we're going to go to Paul standing, and you're going to see they're very, very similar. So cut that there. Now Paul on this swing is almost so fast, it's hard for me to, you know, I mean, look, it's coming around. Whoa, 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 dude, whoa. He just puts everything into it. He's out of the box too. I need to tell him. Look at his step. Boom, boom, boom. He's got everything in that 6'6" body going on, or 6'7", or whatever it is. But he's one great athlete. Boom. So Dan needs to just use him as his idol. Keep on doing it. Okay, well, hopefully that was good for you, information for y'all. Cut that. Ed Rose here with DC. I've mentioned him in a couple of my videos, interviewing with the non-legends. But I can assure you one thing, this guy will be a legend one day. I'm here to talk to DC about his swing, which is unconventional. I don't know what I said last time. It was something like the worst swing ever. But, you know, that said, he's very effective. He bats third on our team, the World Championship team, 75 and over, the Venom team. And he's very effective at what he does. And that's the whole point of when I say everyone's a hitter is an artist. You know, you can do anything you want if you're using the timing and technique. So that's what I want DC to explain to us, how he goes about his approach to hitting the ball. DC.
Well, first thing is it really depends on the situation. You know, I come up there, I'm a situational hitter, I would call myself. So I take my time getting into the batter's box, always asking umpire for time. Okay, time, Blue. Get myself set in the box. But I want to be prepared to hit that first pitch if it's the one I'm looking for. So if I'm trying to hit the ball to the right side,
well, wait a minute, you do that a lot. Dude.
Yeah, that's right. I can inside out the ball, but if I really know a pitcher's going to pitch me inside, if I know him, I'll move further away from the plate, so therefore I have a little leverage to get the ball moved to the right side. And then my backup plan is to just inside out it if I can. So, you know, I'm always after that, you know, trying to get that hit, move the guy along, and hopefully get on myself, you know.
Now, where did you adopt the approach to the swing? I mean, you got this uppercut, almost like, did you ever golf?
No, I never golfed, but I think it was because when I played arc ball in New York City, it seemed like the umpires let the pitchers really throw the ball real high, like maybe up to 14 feet. So I got used to kind of waiting for the ball to come down into my zone, because it's really tough to hit a 14-foot arc well all the time. So
see, now you hit right, in my opinion, he's hit it right on the head, because that's what he does so well. You know, and I'm going to have some videos of him swinging here pretty soon in batting practice. But you'll see him let that ball drop, and he does it better than you know, anybody I've seen in my 40 years of playing. And he'll let it fall and just drive it almost wherever he wants. Hell, he even hits home runs a couple times, you know. And he'll make, you know, if you think all he can do is hit it to right field, you're going to be mistaken. If he gets the pitch he wants, he'll go down that third baseline. He's beat me a couple times as a third baseman. Not that that's any big deal, but, you know. So, yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I always wondered why you developed that. It makes a lot of sense. You know, at one time we had unlimited arc here.
yes,
And, yeah.
hated that game.
And a lot of times when I want to beat the sun, when the sun's here, I'll stand and let it drop and try to hit it that way.
Yeah.
To try to beat
Yes.
the sun. So, what is the primary thing you look for when you go to bat? I mean, you told us your strategy approach. What's the key that you would give to other people, to make them a better hitter?
Well, tend to be a low ball hitter, so if I get a pitch that is a little bit short on the plate, I will go after that. I don't like to hit the deep pitch.
So know your pitch. Know your pitch.
Oh, absolutely know your pitch. That's my favorite pitch. But we all have to go to the backup plan sometimes.
Because you're not always going to get your pitch.
That's right. And of course, when you have 2 strikes and you have no foul, well, now you got to put the ball in play. So, but I am, if the first pitch is where you envision it and where you want it, you go get it. You don't sit there and take a pitch, because the pitchers, a lot of these pitchers, especially up there in the 65s and the 70s, they're very clever. They're crafty. They know what they're trying to do too. So you got to get them when they give you your first pitch that you like. You go after it.
Now, I see you're using the what is that?
I'm using this relic.
The relic. That's one of the best bats. Yeah, one of the best bats ever on the market, right there.
Right. Hard to find.
Yeah, well, you can't find them anymore at a lot of money. So, how would you wrap up this discussion about hitting and the best point you could give your audience right now?
I think that as in the context of the game, know the situation even before you get into the batter's box. As soon as you're walking up there, know the situation. Take a look at the outfield to see where they're positioned.
So so what you're saying is watch the pitcher and see if he's gone deep or short.
Yes.
So do you adjust yourself in the box at all?
Yes. If I start out in a normal position, but if I have 2 strikes on me, I may move a little bit further away from the plate. I may go another 6-8 inches away from the plate, so that way I can handle an inside pitch, and I can go out and get an outside pitch if I need to.
So what we're going to do now is we'll go out and we'll video DC hitting, and we'll analyze it in a slow motion part. So listen, it's good talking to you. We'll be talking to you again, buddy.
Great talking to you.
Now we got our man DC I just talked to, and we're filming him and watch him. Now, he's a base hitter, right? And we talk about a bad swing. Watch this. He kicks that leg up. See that leg coming up? Lowers his hand. The ball's inside a little bit. He goes under the ball. Look at what he's doing here. This ball, he's gone under it, which is unusual for him. And he drove it about, I don't know, 295 on that one. We thought it was going to go out. And when you saw it, look, see how he's doing it? But he's under it. He's got his, and that's the way he operates with. He usually kicks that foot. This is a little higher than normal, but when you look at it, he kicks that foot. And that's his technique. Boom. Okay, let's see another one. DC again, and look, in the box, he's a little different this time too. There's 3 different places in the box. See what he's doing with his feet. He's got that kick again going on. Back foot in place. The kick going on. Boom, boom, going forward. That's where he's getting his mo. He's waiting for it to drop. He drops a little lower. Let's that drop a little. That may have been going to hit the front of the plate, maybe. And he takes it the same way. Hands back, and he's going to strike it right in here. Look at that. Perfect. I think he made 1 out today. Nice job, DC. Thanks. Bye. Well, now you're probably thinking, what's Ed doing there sitting with Pete Rose? Well, that's in the clip. So I'm just not making up the story. But I sat down with Pete Rose about 7-8 years ago in Vegas to induct him into the Florida Senior Sports Hall of Fame. And, we got talking about things, and I, said, hey, I got a chance to talk to one of the greatest hitters ever lived. And I said, Pete, what's the number 1 rule for hitting? He said, Ed, be aggressive. I said, what's the number 2 rule? He said, Ed, be aggressive. And I said, okay, well, give me number 3 then. He said, Ed, be aggressive. The point is that the man's dead on, obviously. I mean, he's the best. And that relates to softball also. You know, because there's guys out there that's got these knuckleballs, curveballs. You got to be aggressive. You got the first good pitch that you like, you should take, especially with the way the count is nowadays. So from everything that you've learned today, there's little nuggets of things that you can take away, hopefully. You know, like we say, hitting is an art. And an artist can do it any way he wants if he practices enough. You take DC as a great example. We have a lot of examples in there. Some great hitters. Some of them big power hitters. Some just little base hitters that do their job. It's up to you. Practice makes perfect. And you know, if there's anything else that you need to learn, you just start looking on the internet. There's all kinds of videos out there, and everybody's got something to you know, show you, and it might be a good thing, and if it's not, just don't use it. Like I said earlier on in the video, like Napoleon Hill, he says, if you want to, you know, be rich, go see what a rich guy does. You want to be a good hitter, see what some good hitters do. Then you develop it. You're the artist. Have a great day.
New beginnings, extra innings, cause the game of life is not complete. Turn on the lights, we're playing into the night. Extra innings where the winning is extra sweet. The first few innings are your teens and 20s, you're just starting out. The middle innings are the heart of your life, there's no doubt. Then you get to the ninth and your life is complete. But then you give it extra innings that are oh so sweet. Extra innings, they're a whole new start. You gotta chase your dreams, listen to your heart. The way you play every day defines who you are. Extra innings, a new beginnings. Extra innings, cause the game of life is not complete. Turn on the lights, we're playing into the night. Extra innings where the winning is extra sweet.